Then I'll maybe give you a brief overview on how we designed and built the car, because when saying building a car, you have to take those two things together. So I think the main thing with solar cars are trimmed for efficiency, right? And the main thing you want to achieve is aerodynamic efficiency. So that's also why this car looks like a spaceship, because it's trimmed for aerodynamic efficiency. And then that's really the main thing you want to do is optimizing it aerodynamically. So doing a lot of computer simulation, so-called CFD, computational fluid dynamics, where you just analyze and calculate the flow field around the car, designing it to have as little aerodynamic drag as possible. And then everything inside, it's very highly interlinked, what the aerodynamic does and what's inside. In the end, comes down to high or how low above the ground you're able to put your center of gravity. That in the end decides how good your solar car is, because that really defines the aerodynamics, then you're having a center of gravity really close to the ground. You can build a narrow solar car, more aerodynamic solar car. So that's in short how we designed it. I mean, there's much more to it. Designing the best PV cells, designing the best battery cells, designing the best, etc. And then building was the carbon fiber and all the stuff you see. From the outset was mostly done by ourselves. So laminating it, bringing molds to the milling partners. They milled out the molds, and we then laminating the stuff ourselves. For suspension parts, more metal parts, we mostly also delivered them to milling partners. We just designed them and did less stuff ourselves, but then did the assembly in our workshop. And also for the electrical things, I mean, battery cells and solar cells we bought them, but then all the low voltage system, that's all designed by ourselves, yeah. And then I cannot give you a recipe on how to build a solar car really in this short time, but that's roughly what you do. And then we began manufacturing around January 2023, and then finished it just before the race in 2023, August. So that was basically how you build a solar car, yeah.
Amazing. And I know that you had a lot of discussion between what design you want to choose. Could you maybe explain to the viewers why this type of design or form of the hull is good for aerodynamic drag?
So that's the stuff that happens on a live stream. That's what I had, the beauty of being live. Really, first of all, we have to understand there are basically two types of concepts for solar cars. There's the more, say, standard car, which you see is our car, which is a so-called monohull car. Which if the live stream then shows you some other cars, there are also catamaran cars, which more look like a catamaran for sailing. They're more, say, the classic solar cars, whether our car more resembles a classic normal electric or diesel, whatever car. And it's really, it closely interlinks with the regulations, what the regulations allow you to build. But in the end, such a car that we build allows you for the smallest frontal area. And in the end, for the more technical advanced viewers, it's really frontal area and coefficient of drag that makes up for the aerodynamic drag, which is like 75%